Blue lives don't actually matter because there aren't any blue people.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Hold on to your family. Lay low.
Now, I know some of you are already seething over this because there are blue people. The Fugates of Kentucky suffer a genetic trait which gives them blue-tinged skin. But besides that, what exactly is a blue life? I understand what a black life is, but what about blue? Before we answer that, we need to understand a couple of things about Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter was formed in 2013 by 3 radical black organizers, not as a communist plot to destroy Western society and the nuclear family, but in response to the acquittal of Trayvon Martin's murder. Their particular focus within the Black liberation movement is to bring those in the margins closer to the center. In particular, this includes black women and black trans women. Despite the feverish dreams of some to mischaracterize Black Lives Matter as an anti-American, anti-police crusade, and if you check out Snopes, there's at least 10 pages of nonsense they've had to dispel, BLM is none of those things. It's about affirming the lives of black, queer, and trans folks, disabled folks, undocumented folks, folks with records, women, and all black lives along the gender spectrum, where black lives are no longer systematically targeted for demise, and to affirm, quote, our humanity, our contributions to the society, and our resilience in the face of oppression. That kind of sounds like the whole all men are created equal in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness thing. It's no surprise that there's a concerted effort to discredit Black Lives Matter. That's par for the course. The same thing happened during the civil rights movement. I mean, literally the same thing. Blue Lives Matter started in response to Black Lives Matter after the killing of 2 police officers on December 20th, 2014. It consists of active and former police officers who believe there is a war on cops and that the killing of officers should be considered a hate crime, but don't think that cops killing an innocent black person should be one. In 2017, a New York City police union, the Sergeants Benevolent Association, even went as far as to claim blue racism against cops and that people see cops through an even more racist lens. Now, let's be clear. With the exception of the rare group of people who are actually blue, there are no blue lives. A police officer is not a race. It's a choice. Being black is not a choice. To elevate a job to the status of a race is as absurd as claiming a company is a person. To create an organization that is meant to protect all people in direct response to an organization that was formed because that same organization had disproportionately discriminated against those people is, in and of itself, racist. It is saying that a job is more important than a black life, than black people. Many officers feel they are being targeted, and they are correct. Kind of. Yes, they are being targeted for their discriminatory practices. That's it. Are there some who are going after the police and trying to kill them? Yes. But that's not all black people. Are there cops who have it in for black people? Yes. But that's not all cops. However, the difference is that the police are an organization that truly has a systemic issue. There is not a system that is disproportionately killing cops. The police aren't good at reporting their data when it comes to killing people and such because for the most part they don't have to and they pretty much aren't held accountable if they don't. More white people are killed by the police than black people, but only because there are more white people and not because white people are more violent. However, as a percentage of the population, African Americans are being killed at a higher percentage and not because black people kill more crimes. Let's be clear, because this was one of the reasons Blue Lives Matter was created. There is no war against the police. According to the FBI, there were 48 felonious police officer deaths in 2019, which is less than 2018. Based on the 5 and 10-year comparison, it's an increase of 7 from 2015 and a decrease of 7 from 2010, when 55 officers were killed. Based on data from 1970 to 2014, officers feloniously killed has actually gone down and leveled off. That's not a war. Any death is one too many, whether it's a police officer or a black life, but let's not kid ourselves. The police aren't a race. So the only thing Blue Lives Matter is an insult. Being a police officer is a choice, and one that any sane person is appreciative of for the sacrifice they're willing to make. However, when an officer goes home, they get to take off their uniform, and no one knows who they are unless they tell someone. An African American doesn't get that option, and shouldn't have to be one anyways, especially when confronted by the police. This has been Locked In with Loki.